UFO door opened and a young woman with blonde hair and blue eyes stepped out. She introduced herself as Semjasi. Earth is not the only place with intelligent life. What's up, guys? We're Horizon X. Today we're diving into one of the most famous alien contact cases, Billy Meier's Close Encounter of the Third Kind. So what exactly is a close encounter of the third kind? Simply put, it's not just seeing UFOs and aliens, it's actually communicating with them, even telepathically. Pretty wild, right? What makes this case so special is that Billy Meier has over 900 clear photos, several audio and video recordings, and even physical samples of alien metal. Even more astonishing, these pieces of evidence have been analyzed by experts, and almost all of them passed authenticity tests. And remember, these photos and videos were taken in the 1970s, long before Photoshop or digital editing software existed. For decades, experts have examined these materials, yet no signs of tampering have been found. As for the alien metal samples, scientific analysis revealed that their technology surpasses anything humans had at the time. Unbelievable, right? However, despite the 900-plus clear UFO photos and multiple video recordings, many people, including experts from the US military and Stanford University, still don't believe Billy Meier's evidence. The controversy continues to this day. Experts have conducted multiple chemical and image analyses on these photos and videos, but found no evidence of tampering. The film exposure levels and chemical composition were completely consistent, suggesting the images were captured in a single shot rather than being edited later. But some photography experts aren't convinced. They suspect some UFO footage might have used models or props. In certain scenes, the movement of the spacecraft appears unnatural, almost as if it were suspended by thin wires. Interestingly, former supporters of Billy have since come forward, claiming that some of his evidence might be fake. Even his own family admitted that certain alien spaceship photos could have been staged with household objects. Yet, there are still some mind-blowing aspects to this case. For example, Billy once recorded a mysterious sound emitted by a UFO. When Stanford audio experts analyzed it, they found it was composed of 32 different sound sources. Back in the 1980s, replicating such a complex audio effect manually was nearly impossible. Even with high-end equipment, it would have taken at least a month and cost over $100,000 to produce. Later, Billy described the technical details of these UFOs, and honestly, it's mind-blowing. He claimed they used a technology called tachyon drive, which harnesses faster-than-light particles to make the ships instantly jump through space, basically like a teleportation system. Billy also mentioned that UFOs could create an energy bubble to travel freely through space, even entering different dimensions, just like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. He got super detailed, saying these ships could use Earth's magnetic field to accelerate and even achieve invisibility through energy waves. While modern physics can't explain this, some believe his descriptions sound a lot like quantum mechanics theories, like quantum teleportation and dark matter manipulation, sparking endless speculation. But here's where it gets even crazier. Billy presented alien metal samples that he claimed were used to build these UFOs. When analyzed by experts at the University of Arizona, they discovered the metal contained thulium, a super rare element, and had an unusual atomic structure that didn't require heat or electricity for fusion. Scientists said the only way to achieve this level of precision was in a near absolute zero vacuum environment, basically next-level alien tech. But the strangest part? The metal samples later turned into black powder, leaving everyone completely baffled. To this day, scientists still can't explain what happened. However, some experts believe these metal samples aren't as special as they seem. They could have been made with Earth's technology and aren't actually supernatural. These doubts seriously hurt Billy's credibility, but he never backed down. He kept insisting that he was just a messenger, not a salesman trying to convince people to believe him. Billy Meier was born in 1937 in Zurich, Switzerland. He is now 88 years old. When he was young, he worked as a truck driver, then later switched to being a security guard. He lived a quiet life with his wife and 3 children, and no one ever expected him to have any connection to aliens. Billy's alien encounters actually began when he was just 5 years old. On June 2, 1942, he was in his backyard with his father when he suddenly saw a huge silver UFO fly overhead, making a humming sound. But Billy wasn't scared at all. Instead, he was filled with curiosity, as if a new world had just opened up to him. From that moment on, Billy began to experience a strange kind of mental communication. He would often hear a voice in his head talking to him, but at the time, he had no idea what was happening. Later, he discovered that the voice came from an elderly alien named Asket. The telepathic communication between the alien elder and Billy continued until he was 16 years old. After that, a female alien named Neil took over to chat with him. Neil transmitted some higher dimensional knowledge to Billy that he couldn't understand at the time. It wasn't until many years later that Billy gradually realized how important these messages really were. This telepathic communication lasted until Billy was 27, when it temporarily stopped. However, unexpectedly, just 2 years after the aliens ceased contact, on August 3, 1965, Billy was involved in a very serious car accident in Turkey and lost his left arm. Although he faced such a setback, Billy's life didn't fall apart. 4 months after the accident, right around Christmas, Billy met his first wife, a Greek woman named Cariop. The two quickly got married and formed a family in 1966. They later had 3 children, and their life was peaceful and warm. On January 28, 1975, after a decade of silence, Billy suddenly heard the voice of the alien again. This time, the voice guided him to a grassy field on the outskirts. Without hesitation, Billy rode his motorcycle to the location, and he saw a silver UFO slowly landing about 150 meters away from him. The scene was incredibly shocking. The UFO door opened, and a young woman with blonde hair and blue eyes stepped out. She introduced herself as Semjasi. She looked like she was in her 20s, but her actual age was over 350 years old, which was almost unbelievable. Even more amazing, Semjas said she came from Eira, a planet 530 light years away from Earth, and they now live in another dimension, which is why our telescopes cannot find their star system. From 1975 to 1980, over the span of 5 years, Billy and Semjas met a total of 120 times. They were almost like alien old friends. During this time, Semjasi told Billy that Earth is not the only place with intelligent life. In fact, throughout Earth's history, there have been many rises and falls of higher civilizations, which sounds incredibly dramatic. According to Billy, the aliens constantly emphasized to him the cosmic laws, as well as peace, love, and harmony with nature. He organized these ideas into a doctrine called the teaching of the truth, and even wrote dozens of books to spread these ideas. The core of his teachings is: humanity should let go of greed and violence and learn to live in harmony with nature so that we can avoid the destruction of human civilization caused by the abuse of technology. These ideas attracted a number of followers, many of whom saw Billy as the messenger of alien information. However, there were also many who questioned him, feeling that his teachings were similar to existing religions and philosophical viewpoints on Earth, but with some common spiritual ideas repackaged and labeled as alien given, which made them sound more mysterious and convincing. Aside from these teachings, Billy also claimed to have received many prophecies from the aliens, including predictions about political turmoil, natural disasters, and even scientific breakthroughs. For example, he predicted the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, and the direction of some international political events. His supporters believed these accurate predictions proved that Billy really had contact with aliens. However, his critics argued that many of his predictions were vague or even post-event prophecies, meaning that after the events happened, he revealed the prophecies. This made many people skeptical, wondering if Billy had turned known information into prophecies to make his story more credible. Even more astonishing, the aliens also revealed to Billy that over 3,800 types of extraterrestrial life had visited Earth, and some of them were even hostile. So the aliens have been secretly monitoring and protecting us, which really sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. Billy Meier's contact case remains one of the most controversial cases in the UFO and mysticism communities to this day. He presented a large amount of evidence, which made his story sound particularly real and believable to many. But at the same time, the various doubts in this evidence and the rebuttals from experts have kept the mainstream scientific community from fully recognizing the truth of the event. Whether Billy's story is true or not, it gives us an opportunity to think, as humanity continues its exploration of the universe, are we truly ready to face the possibility of alien contact? Or are these stories merely our inner imagination and projection of the unknown world? No matter whether Billy's experiences are real or not, just like the stars in the universe, they always shine with mysterious light, attracting every soul curious about the unknown to search for the truth. What do you think? Do you believe Billy Meier's story? Do you think aliens have really visited Earth? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel Horizon X and continue exploring this mysterious world with us. See you in the next episode.